Okay, I forgot to hit record again. However, I did not do a whole lot to this model before this stream this time. I think you people watching this on YouTube missed 13 minutes. So all I did was change up his face mesh a little bit, gave him his lower teeth, and gave him a bit of eyebrow definition. And now I am currently working on finagling a node setup so that I can attempt to give just his left hand some scarring like it does in the IDW comics. So this is probably not the best way to do this, but I think that this could function decently okay. No, I don't think, I think I might have to do this I think it would need to be a separate texture for this to work, so I might just do that instead. Okay, and then his, this up here will be a separate texture. And that should just apply this new one to everywhere that... Oh, it didn't. Okay, I gotta do this differently. Oh, and since I wasn't recording before, I should mention that I will be getting up briefly here in a couple of minutes or so to help my fiance with something. And that should be the only time I need to get up during this modeling process. Okay, all that out of the way. Focus back on this. Okay, now I can get rid of that. Go back here. Okay, now his head will stay like that. Now I should be able to do this. And his scarring on his hand looks pretty simple in the comic, so I'm not going to go super crazy with it here, but I just want to make sure that it is at least somewhat represented. So noise texture, give it a chance to load here. Color ramp. And just like the heart texture on his chest, all this is doing is isolating multiple colors down to 2 so that I can pull them together like so. Then I'm going to make the dark parts the same color as his skin, and the lighter parts I'll start as the same color as his skin but make it a little darker. Now if I want to bump up that detail and that roughness, maybe not that high. Actually, that'll probably work, although I don't understand why his arm looks like that here. That's weird. Give that a chance to load, see how that looks. Why is it backwards? Okay, there we go. Now that looks a little better. I don't know why it was doing that, but that's basically the look I'm going for, and I might actually feed this into a separate color ramp so that to attempt to make the roughness change as his scars appear and disappear. And I have these backwards, so that one will be white. Oh, wrong color. And then roughness 0.5, so this other one will be a value of 0.5. And that kind of helps them stand out a little more. And I might try this quick too. Do that, duplicate that again, feed the color of the noise texture into it, change this all the way back to black since the, oh, I should explain that I set that to 0.5 because that is the roughness of his how his like skin parts were normally, and I want that to be the same where there is purple, which is what this is, and then for the parts where it's black, they're completely matte, they don't reflect at all, so that's why you can kind of see that there's no like reflection or glare on there, and that's what I'm looking for. Feed this into the height. Is this doing any? Oh, I need to plug it into here too, duh. Now it's loading. Ooh, that's a little too intense. So I am going to use the strength slider here and bring that down. Now it looks like this hand has been through some shit, as it were, and I need to... And now I need to change this again. That's better. Now it's only on the one hand, and it still works with my mirror modifier, so I don't have to change that. So yeah, yeah, his hand looks like it's been through some shit. So I think before I get to modeling his clothes, oh, and I just realized his feet are affected by it too. So I might just honestly just steal this from his head, just so that it's only affecting his hands. So I'll rename that to hands. And I'll just rename that back to skin. Okay, I didn't mean to do that, so delete that. Select, deselect that. Assign. Now go back to his head. Nope, come on now. No. Drag and drop and put it there. Now it's just on his hand. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, I think I am pretty happy with where his base model is looking so far, although I'm going to take this quick. And I'm going to do something that while watching back my last stream, I thought maybe I should give this a try, because this shape still doesn't really quite match the way Starly drew this, so I'm going to try and edit this some, and I think that's better. Okay, so before I get to modeling his clothes, I'm going to rig his body first, and this is the part where I think my lack of true expertise with this stuff really starts to show, because rigging is still something I don't feel like I have that good of a grasp on, so we'll see how this goes. But I think for now I should definitely be taking this set of bones I had for my Sonic model for his spines and using them for Starline's hair. Okay. Man, this song is rough. It's like, I think it's like a key example of the things I don't really like about the Forces soundtrack. It's just this synth is like way too noisy. Okay, now I gotta rename all of them. This part is just a lot of tedious copy and pasting and making sure everything is organized properly. There's not a whole lot to really like explain here. It's just meh, it's boring. But it'll be worth it when it's done. Just a second here. And back to Blender. So, since this hair is a separate mesh from the rest of the body, I'm just going to start with this. With automatic weights. Now that should give me a basic bit of rigging to start with. Hey, Giga, welcome to the stream. Oh,
Hello
I should mention that I'm trying something new this stream. I have my stream manager on my phone with a Twitch app, so now I can actually see Twitch chat. You know what? That's probably going to be good. Let me just make sure all these hairs are behaving properly. They don't need to move all that much. It just helps me give them expression when modeling them. And for some reason, this one hooked to the other one, so I'm going to go here, select the whole thing, and then look for the bone I want to unpair from it in this list. And that is hair mid 1, remove. Just a second. Alright, those groceries that we're getting delivered are going to get here soon, so I'm probably going to have to get up here in a second, but for now, let me just select all of these and see how this looks. And his hair can blow in the breeze. Now I am gonna stay on stream here for a bit, but I don't want to be in the middle of something while waiting for this order to get here. Actually, there's one simple thing I can do, since there's no real bones that I have for his head except for the head bone. I am just gonna do, so to pair meshes to rigs, first of all, select the mesh you want, select your rig secondly. It should be highlighted like this, and then it's in pose mode because of the way I have it configured, but might not be the same way for you. Control P, and for this I'm going to do empty groups, and I'm just going to select everything on the head, look for the head vertex group in my vertex groups, assign, and now he could bop his head to this banger of a song. Starline is a man of culture. He loves the shit out of Endless Possibilities. Yeah, okay, so since I am expecting that, I'm gonna hold off on rigging the rest of the body for a little bit here. And then I'm just waiting to hear a buzz at the door. I'm just gonna take a moment to do any little changes I think I need to. Wee wee wee. It's his new super move. He has a head tornado. Oh, now he's in The Exorcist. Yeah.
Oh god. His head is spinning round and round. Just gets possessed.
Oh, I don't have my screencast keys on. There they are. That'll probably help a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's getting dizzy. Oh no, he's getting dizzy. Or even better. What happens if I move this? Oh. He has a fly on his nose. He's trying to look at it, but he can't quite see it. Yeah. Anyways. God damn it, what the fuck? That's the best part about modeling, Giga. At least I think it is. Apparently the person delivering our food doesn't know where our apartment is. This might take a little bit, so I might just say fuck it and get started on the rest of this. So I realize that some of this rig needs adjusting to fit this mesh, so I should not apply anything to it just yet. I want to make sure everything is aligned properly. Elbows with elbows, wrists with wrists. Fingers are all where they need to be, and it looks like they are. I think this was probably my favorite part of the Sonic Symphony, was hearing them all sing Endless Possibility. Because I love the original version of Endless Possibility, but that version is not on Spotify. I don't know why. Okay, and just like the leg, or like with the arms, hips where the hips go, knees where the knees go, feet where the feet go, and ankle is over here. And I think that is going to be an okay spot for the toe bend. Oh, and his tail. I think 3 bones will be enough for this. Actually, no, I'll get the base of it down and then I'll add a couple more bones here. Yeah, I think it needs at least 1 more. So, something that took me forever to learn about rigging is that you can subdivide bones, much in the same way you can meshes. Now, I only want 1 more, like, vertice here, as it were, so I'm just going to subdivide it once, put that into position, and now I'm going to make sure... I'm going to put that back on object mode. I'm going to make sure this tail is at least named somewhat correctly. Oh, and I think our groceries are here, so I will be right back.
long it usually takes for you with these models. Oh yeah, I forgot he... Hope you all in the stream are having fun. Yeah.
Alright, now I'm back. Okay. Stupid bitch didn't know how to read a GPS, apparently. Alright, anyway. Back to Blender, and back to what I was trying to do before.
Yeah, and I had a dirt because I thought... Because I asked the question, I went, oh crap, I forgot he's not here.
Oh, what did you ask?
Mostly how long do it takes to make these models.
Depends on the model. Anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. By the way, this is my fiance behind me helping with unpacking all this shit. At least they didn't forget to give us some stuff. You know? Okay, now... Oh, his main pelvis bone is too low.
He needs that pelvis to be fabulous.
What was that, babe? Still mad that that pizza was bent. How the hell do you do that? You take forever to get here, and you pack it poorly, that's how. Now I'm realizing that his feet aren't super aligned with the rest of his body, so I should probably straighten that out a little bit. Okay, that's better. Okay, now all of these bones should be where I need them to be now, so I can do the same thing I did with his hair, but do it to the rest of his body. So select the mesh, select the rig, Control P, automatic weights, and I just realized I need to make sure some meshes actually have names. So that's Starline hair. What's this one? That's his head. Starline head. Okay, now to just start moving them and see how they react with the body, and seeing that is as to be expected. That's pretty close to how I want it. And then his hand should already have a rig since I copied and pasted it from something else. And set that to individual, set local to, or global to local. And I know that his finger webbing doesn't have a rig yet. I will work on that soon. Right now I'm just making sure everything works the way I want it to, and it seems like it does. Okay, now I need to remove that bone I just moved, since that's for clothing and not for his body. So remove that, and now doesn't do anything. So, and I should also check and make sure, wrong bone. The head is moving the neck, but it looks like it's decent as it is, so I'll leave it like that. Let's see how this looks. That's already pretty good. So let me actually go back into edit mode, select the vertex for his upper arm, which, because I have the mirror modifier enabled here, this like already applies it to both sides without like weird distortion, so that's helpful. But I need to make sure when I'm doing anything that it's with the left side first. And that is why we're getting the weird warping when I move his arms. Let me see what his shoulder one looks like. You got it all set?
Yeah.
Alright, love you, babe. Thank you for the light.
Bye.
Bye. Alright, she's gone now. That was the visit from the missus this stream. Anyway, I am gonna go, I selected the vertices that are being controlled by the upper arm bone, and I am going to deselect the ones I want to stay, select the ones I don't want to stay, and remove them, and that should hopefully make this look more natural. And it does. And then I realize now that that brace bone was affecting something over here, so let me just make sure these are connected to the forearm bone, and that should, yep, that's what the issue was. And now stuff like this is where I start to have problems, I guess, with modeling, or like rigging. So let's see if I can figure out a good solution to fix it. Let me try removing these vertices from the arm. What if I only have the top vertices there? Remove all. How does that look like? What if just these bottom ones? Oh, I'm not doing that right. Hold on. How does that look now? Better, but still not good. What if I have this one there too? Still getting that seam there. What's funny is that it doesn't look terrible from the back. It's just the front that's giving me the issue here. Let me see here. Okay, so maybe I might need to put an extra loop cut in here. Let's see if that helps at all. No, that doesn't help at all. Unless... Okay, I'm going to do this a little differently. Get rid of that loop cut. I'm just going to have all of that assigned to it. I'm going to attempt something I don't do very often here, which is actually weight painting, because this is a whole process that I still struggle with understanding, but I'm going to see what happens if I do smooth. Bump that up a little bit. Come on. No. You see why I don't like pose or like weight painting? It's a little annoying. Anyway. Okay, that's doing the opposite of what I want it to do, so that doesn't help at all. So go back to object mode, pose mode, and let me just look at it again. I might just leave it like that. If I could think of a solution to it, I could fix it at some later point. Now let's see how the forearms look. They don't need any of that to work, so I'll remove it from them. What if I get rid of this? Okay, that's a little better, but the elbow looks wrong, so let me try that. Oh, that's better. Let me see if doing that. Man, what a clusterfuck of a grocery delivery. Never had that many problems before with getting that shit. Like, they were being incompetent as all hell doing the shopping, and then they apparently couldn't even read a GPS to go 2 blocks from the grocery store.
Oh, that's odd.
At least we got a $15 refund for the shit that was warm and damaged. Hopefully that pizza still comes out okay. I also haven't found a way that I think like works the best with connecting hands to the rest of the mesh without completely destroying the geometry of both. So that's why I'm doing this really hacked together method right now that's not at all realistic, and there's also a seam there. You know, I think that will work just fine for what it is. Let me see what happens if I try twisting it. It's not terrible. Alright, now let me try seeing if I can rig these webbings in between his fingers. So hide the rest of the hand with H. Let me actually look at the reference here with his fingers spread. Okay, so I'm going to see if this works, but each of these middle ones will just be connected to the hand. This will be connected to his first index finger, first index finger. This will be second index finger. This will be first middle finger. This will be second middle finger. And I'm actually just now realizing that the way I had that done before is not actually going to work. So let me undo that quick. Remove. You know, I'm just going to try this and see how it works. It won't be that hard to undo if it doesn't end up working. Okay, this will be middle 1, this will be middle 2, this will be ring 1, this will be ring 2, this will be ring 1, this will be ring 2, this will be pinky 1, this will be pinky 2. Okay, now let's see if that works the way I'm hoping it did. So select all the fingers. Okay, it looks like I missed a part. What part am I missing? Okay, it looks like I missed part of it while setting up that rig, so let me nope, not that. Reset those. Go back into the mesh here. Okay, I missed that part. Okay, now let's check it again. So far, so good. Let me try spreading out his fingers. You know, I was expecting this to not work, but it seems like it's actually exactly what I needed. Let me actually try a couple more tests just to make sure. Normally I wouldn't do this sort of thing for a hand mesh, but because I'm trying something new with his webbed fingers, that actually worked almost exactly like I want it to, so that was surprisingly easy actually. So I guess that's a hot tip if you have a character with webbed fingers, if you want to rig them like that. There you go. I don't know how well that'll work in various poses, but it seems like it works pretty good for basic things you would want to do with a hand. Okay, let me see. So that's pretty much... That looks pretty good. Okay, let's see how his spine bones look. He's dancing. Yeah, just a second. The missus is DMing me. Okay. Just making sure everything on stream is working the way it's supposed to be, and it is. I'm still recording. Okay, good. So anyway, the spa. Whoa! I love doing that one. Whee! Now he's just doing yoga. Doing automatic weights doesn't always make everything work like exactly the way it should, but sometimes if you've set up your rig and your model just right, it will come out pretty good. So I think I got a little lucky with the way I set all this up. Okay, that base of the tail is going to need a bit of changing, but I think the rest of this is going to be fine. Looks pretty realistic. I just need to go back into edit mode. I'm going to go to the vertices for the tail. There we go, tail 1. Select. And it is grabbing a lot more than it actually needs to. So I'm going to deselect what I want to keep, like I was doing before. Which will be that. Oh, nope. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. No, get rid of that. And that's what I don't want to keep. I'll have that remove, and now the tail should behave a little bit more like I want it to. Now I gotta make sure that those weren't connected to anything important, and it doesn't seem like they were, but it also seems like I have parts of the spine rig spilled over into the tail, so I should definitely get rid of that. Remove. Oops. Make sure everything's unselected. Select that. And that got part of the tail too, so get rid of that. And then let me guess, did this one get part of the tail? No, it did not. Okay. Let me check that again. Okay, that's better. Now I am going to try again going to weight paint mode. We'll see how this goes, just to try and give the tail a bit more of a natural bend to it. Smooth. I'll just set that to 0.5. Now let me try, oops, doing that to all of these. I am shift clicking to select the various bones in weight painting. That's the way you have to do it. Okay, back to object mode. Go back to the rig and pose mode. Let's see how that looks. Oh, Some Call Me Johnny uploaded a new video. Hell yeah.
Nice.
It's a Ratchet & Clank, the first one, which is a game I still want to play at some point. I also really want to play the new one. I just can't afford a PS5. Because I loved the shit out of Tools of Destruction and Crack in Time. Those are some of my favorite games of all time, actually. Anyway, so the tail is about where I want it to be. Let me just move the pelvis quick, which is similar to the root bone I have down here, except it's closer to the center of his body, so that if I want to move it independently from his root bone, it's there, and the root bone helps if I were to be animating walking or something with him. So that's all good and good. Let's see how the legs look, and as usual, they're grabbing too much of the area above them. That knee bend is pretty good, so I won't need to change that. It looks like the foot spike is picking up stuff it doesn't need to, so I'll have to fix that, but the rest of the foot looks fine. Toes look good too, so it's just the thigh and the foot spike that need to be worked on. So I'm going to select, this is going to do this a little differently. I'm going to select all of the vertices relevant to these foot spurs. I'm going to hit this arrow here and remove from all groups, and what that button does is disconnects everything I just selected from everything in the mesh. Now they are not rigged to anything, which is good because I just wanted to completely clear all of their data so that I can only assign the foot to it. So now they should be connected to the feet again, and now they shouldn't have that weird shrinking problem that they were having before. Although it looks like I might need to get a couple more vertices along the outer edge of this just to make sure that there's as little warping around there as possible. So I'm going to do the same thing, remove from all groups, assign it to the foot. That's better. Now the thighs are going to be a little more complicated, I'm sure, so let's go into edit mode and see what vertices it took. So let's get rid of all this down here and these and these, and that should be, and get these, and that should be everything I don't want the legs to influence. So I'll just hit remove there, and let's try posing them again. And that's about what I expected. It tends to do that at the top of the thigh with the way I model things, so we'll have to figure out how to fix that. So let me select it again. Let's just quick see if I get rid of these vertices from the thigh, if that makes it look any better. Yeah, there's that seam there, but like, truth be told, all of my character rigs have a seam like that at the thighs. But it's serviceable for now, I think. So I should reiterate again that I am not any sort of expert in stuff relating to this, and I'm pretty sure everything I'm doing is pretty amateurish, but I think it looks fine enough for how I want this model to look. So I think it's just going to be staying like that for now until I can find a better way to do it. That being said, I think his base rig is pretty much done. Everything is rigged as it needs to be as I crumple them up into a little ball. Nothing is moving the way I don't want it to. Let me actually just quick put him into a test pose here just so I can take a look. Raise one leg, crunch that, put one leg back, raise the tail, bend it to the side. Okay, I am starting to see a couple of issues. Lower this arm, bend it. Nope, do that. And it looks like his arms are doing fine. His legs still need some work and his tail still needs some work. Oh, I should probably actually do this instead. Yeah, his upper body seems like it's actually pretty good, which is nice. But yeah, his thighs and his tail need some work, so I'm going to reset all of that with Alt-R since all I did was rotate things. Okay, it looks like that base of the tail up there probably should just be applied to the spine instead of the tail, so I'm going to remove it from the tail and add it back to whichever bone is closest to it, which looks like it's the spine 1 bone. How does this look now? Okay, that's not the best. How does it look when I do this? Okay, that actually looks a little better. Let me see, what stuff is still assigned to the... Oh, I should have checked to see if anything was still connected to the other parts of the tail. Yeah, there we go. So I'll deselect all this, remove, select. And that's all fine. Now, is it still getting that? Wait, what is... Shit. Hitting A while hovering over a thing like this will open and close it. That's why I keep accidentally closing my vertex groups list. Just to explain what that is and why I keep going shit. Okay, I thought I got rid of all of that from the tail, but I guess I didn't. Let's try removing that. Okay, that might need a little more work, but now it's not pulling from the legs. Okay, maybe I do want that part assigned to the tail, so let me re-put that on the tail and then take it off of the spine and see how that looks. Okay, that's not gonna work. How does it look when I do this though? Better. What if I assign it to both? Because that will cause it to do that squashing and like shrinking that the foot spikes were doing, but in some instances you might actually want that to be a thing that happens with your model. So we'll see if this is one of those cases. But since the tail goes over both his pelvis bone and his spine bone, I need to make sure I have that split appropriately. People at my server are roasting Ken Penders. That shit's too fucking funny. I'm so glad I made that its own server. Alright, anyway. Shouldn't be getting distracted. How does it look when I bend the tail? Okay, I'm just gonna disconnect that from the tail. It might need a separate set of vertices, or maybe it's just something that I can't really fix with the way I've modeled it, and I'll just have to accept that. Because that's not looking ideal, but I also can't really do much else with it. Maybe if this whole part was only assigned to the pelvis. Actually, how does that look now? No, that's not going to work. How does it look when I twist his back? I think that's just another one of those things that I'm just going to have to leave it as is, because I don't think it's going to be something I can fix at this time without super detailed weight painting, which I, as I mentioned, don't really know how to do. So yeah, but I think his rig is basically done. And that's pretty good. So let's start modeling his clothes, I guess. So I think I'm gonna start with his glasses, because those are gonna be the simplest. I'm gonna hide his rig for now. So Control A, I'm gonna add a circle, go down here and set that to 8 vertices. Edit mode now. Rotate it 90 degrees and move it to where I want it to be. And for the same reason as I did that when I started making this mesh, you want the origin to stay in the, in the center there, for things like the mirror modifier to work and for things like the rig to be able to function properly. Now I might change the proportions of these sunglasses some just to better fit the way I designed his head. Oops, bump my pop filter. But it'll still largely look the same, I hope. Subsurf. Now let's give these some thickness here. Control N to make sure my normals are facing the right way, and I should turn back face culling on and make sure I don't have any holes anywhere, which thankfully I don't. I don't know why that wasn't on already, that's weird. Shade smooth. What is this again? Object data properties and auto smooth, just because that helps things look as good as possible, I think anyway. Now let me look at this again. Oh, looks like she forgot to color in his glasses for that one. That's interesting. But it looks like they're clear all the way through, so that'll actually make modeling this a little easier instead of trying to do a rim around it. I'm going to extrude out both of these, and with, okay, it's already on individual origins. I'm just going to scale it down, and I'm going to just see how it looks if I, not that button, M, merge at center. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the back. M at center. And then I'm going to try and that's already the shape I think I really need for it. I just need to move them in a little bit. Move them down a little bit maybe. Move maybe back and then down a little bit. I don't want them to be clipping into his mesh too bad, so they need to be forward a bit more. So that's about where they're going to rest. And now I'm just going to take this loop here and duplicate it with Shift D, rotate on the Z axis 90 degrees, and then I'm going to move it here and scale it down to get the rim of the glasses all modeled in, and I shouldn't have rotated it like that just yet. Extrude on the X axis, Control N, no, Shift N to set the normals properly, and then smooth again, because if you duplicate just vertices without faces, it tends to not copy over the shade smooth. I don't know why Blender does that. In fact, as long as I've known Blender has done that, I'm not entirely sure why. Now I can rotate them like this, and they're already about the thickness they need to be, so that works. Scale in, and I'm just going to merge at center there again. But this one, scale in, and then turn clipping on and pull these together and make them touch. And then I gotta add the bend into the brim there. I'm gonna tighten that up so there's a seam, and I'm gonna, oh wait, with edge mode so that I only get the edges and not the middle parts that you get with like the vertices. Shift E again, and not as much because I still want them to be sort of rounded. And then I'm gonna rotate these. Shit, what was that? Okay, never mind. I think I just hit H on accident there. I think I need to move this whole thing down so it rests on the brim of his beak there better. Let's go back to vertices, deselect these, and I'm going to move these back to where I want them to be. And there's his classy shades, and it seems like in relation to the eyes, they were pretty much where I need them to be, although I'm starting to think maybe I need to change the UV for his eyes just a little bit. Maybe if I do it like this. Just a second. Okay. I gotta do it like this, apparently. I gotta do this in a specific way so that the eyes don't become misaligned. Okay, now they're too close together, so GX, let's try 3 instead and see how that looks. I'm specifically sliding these along the x-axis a very specific amount so that they're symmetrical. And I think that actually is pretty much exactly where I need him to be, and they line up with his spectacles a little better. I think that's going to be where I want him to be. So let's now quick give these glasses their textures, which it looks like I'm only going to need 2, so make this Starline glass, if I could spell glass correctly.
I can't spell glasses, help!
Okay. Now, I can't pull a color from this since it's supposed to be transparent and it's obviously like being influenced by what's behind it. But since the warp topaz is basically the same color as his glasses, I'm probably just gonna yoink that like that. And it's applying to the whole thing because it only has one texture. So before I go any further with his glasses, let's make another texture. Starline gold. And this will probably be one I use anywhere there's gold that doesn't need a specific pattern on it like his buttons do. Or I guess it's just the one button on his shirt or his overshirt that has that button because his collars don't have it. But let's go back into edit mode, get the brim, and assign to that. Now I can go back to here and take that color. Let's make it metallic. And take the roughness down, not all the way, but most of the way, so that it's nice and shiny, because he's a fancy boy. Now let's go back to the glasses. Now I'm going to pull up a website quick. This website is pixelandpoly.com, and they have an index of refraction list, which is for helping with 3D rendering, and it's a list that contains the index of refraction of various objects. And I don't know exactly what the index of refraction is. All I know is that it has to do with the way light bounces inside transparent and translucent materials. In this case, I want glass, which is 1.5 according to this list. So we are going to set the IOR in the principled BSDF to 1.5, transmission all the way up, and the roughness all the way down. Now it doesn't look like much here because the material viewer doesn't really do a good job of showing it, so let's go to world for a second here. I'm going to get rid of that and replace it with one of, not those, come on now, no, why is this, okay, there we go, sky texture, plug that into the world. Let's go to rendered mode for just a second. It's just got to load. Give it a second. And as we can already see, they are transparent as glass is. And you could see his eyes through it. If there was anything outside to see, you could see that through them. And they have somewhat decent, or like somewhat realistic, like light bending through them. I don't know if it's just the way this world is like lit right now, but they seem awfully orange. Let me bring the sun up in this sky texture and go to my world settings and turn down the exposure some. Maybe turn that down a little bit. Bring it forward some. Okay, maybe it needs to be a little more forward than that. Just trying to get into a spot where I can at least somewhat realistically get light on all of the model within render here. Turn that exposure down some more, and maybe I just need to go back to that color and desaturate that orange. That's better. That looks a lot better. And now we have that all ready for later textures, and as you can see, it like does not at all do a good job representing like what glass looks like in the viewport. So for checking things like that, you very much do need to go to your rendered view to be able to see it. But okay, rename these to Starline glasses, and then let's bring his rig back. These are already selected. Select the rig, and I don't need automatic weights. We'll just do empty groups. Now all the vertex groups are there, and we just have to assign it to the head. Now they move with his head. Alright, that was pretty simple. Now let's see, what else do we have? I think before I move on to his undershirt, because I'm going to have this undershirt and his overshirt be separate, because I think they are supposed to be separate pieces of clothing. So I'm going to make his warp topaz glove first, because that's going to be going underneath his shirt, and I want to make sure that that fits properly. And the way I'm going to start with the warp topaz glove is take his hands, Shift D to duplicate, rename it to warp glove. And then I am actually going to take the mirror modifier off with this button. And now it's just the one hand, but it'll still have the rig that I gave it before. I don't have individual origins turned on. So yeah, now back to the, yep, I have the right one selected. Let's get rid of its materials. And I am going to, there are two ways I could make this thing just a little thicker, because right now it's like the exact same size as like his skin, basically. So there are two ways to address that. I could, oh, there, that's why it's not showing up. I could do Alt S, make everything bigger. Oh, I had the wrong thing selected. That's why it's not working. I want the warp topaz glove one. Let me make his hands unselectable. That might make it easier. That's better. Okay, make these Alt S. It's a light bit bigger than his hands. And everything was scaled along normals, which is a mathematical expression that, again, I don't fully understand, but as far as I can tell, everything is scaling proportional to the direction that it's facing, which means that as I close his hand, nothing should be clipping through since everything was scaled proportionately. Now let me look at that glove again. And it is like a fair bit thicker than his hand, so I could even bump that up a little more. And that'll, again, continue to have that be represented, and it even applies to things like his webbed fingers. They shouldn't be clipping at all, and they're not. So that's good. So now I have to start adding the details specific to the warp topaz glove, which I could start with this, I don't know what you call it, a collar on a glove. So I am going to first actually delete this set of vertices here. Now how far up the arm does it go? Okay, so like this maybe? Yeah, something like that. Pull that out more. And I'm going to make these perfect circles. And then start scaling that in. And I don't need to fill that in like super exactly because that part won't necessarily be seen. So I'm going to do this, do Alt S again to bring them in just so that this like part is a little thicker. And then on the warp topaz glove it has that seam right there where it's like open, so I am going to have to put that in there as well, which won't be too hard. This vertice, oh wait, hold on. Maybe make sure these, both of these match a little better. Okay, Gonna do this, but since I'm in wireframe mode, oh, it didn't get the ones at the bottom. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'm gonna delete those vertices, and then I'm just gonna fill all this in. I'm gonna actually get rid of his mesh just so I can see these vertices a little better. And then just select 4, hit F to fill them in, and I'm just gonna do this the whole way around. The fuck am I selecting? And then for this one, save a little time, connect them like that, and then like that. I could have done that the whole way around, but yeah, I didn't. Now let's see here. Let me bring his mesh back since I need to be able to see it again. Let's just see how this looks if I do this. And that's already pretty on point. Maybe I could slide that down. And then maybe try to tighten that some. Okay, that came out a lot better than I was expecting it would, so that's good. Let me try adding that little seam that it has in the reference sheet. And actually I might let me see what happens if I select all of this and then smooth it. Yeah, that works. Alright, let's see. Now I just need to add the gem dock and his finger caps. And I think I'll start with his finger caps since that's just going to be making it once and then duplicating it. So I'll start by taking the points out of his fingers, because that'll just make it easier to slide these over it. And you can see the bases of his actual fingers underneath the glove there, which is fine. That's normal because I'm going to be covering them up here. So let's go back into the mesh, add another circle. Yep, it still has 8 vertices. And then I am going to just pull it up pretty close here, not specifically lining it up to any finger. Shift N to in, set the vertices right, and that's already about the size I think it needs to be. Maybe a little too big. It's not that much bigger than the glove. It's the glove fingers themselves. That'll probably work better. Okay, so extrude, scale, then extrude and scale. Extrude and scale one more time, and then I'm going to cap it by merging at center, shade smooth. I'm going to take this edge and pull them a little tighter. And that's basically how they look. Maybe I need to round the fingertip out just a little more, so let's go back here, pull it forward, pull that forward, maybe pull it forward a little more, nice and rounded. Let me take that, flatten it some. Okay, and now that I have a better sense of what this is going to look like, I can start actually scaling it to fit the finger. And now let's duplicate it onto all the other fingers. And I'm gonna now make sure that they are lined up in such a way that they like just cover his original fingers. Now I just got to duplicate it one more time for his thumb. Alright, so now I just have to apply these to the rig. Actually, I'll do that later, after I'm done modeling everything, so I can just rig it all up all at once basically. And I think this probably needs to be even still tweaked just a tiny bit more. That's better. Now let's get the dock for the warp topaz in there. So another circle, move that into place. Oops, scale it.
I see a simple. Oh, I see a simple skeleton.
A simple what?
Skeleton.
Skilt.
Skeleton.
Skeleton. You kept cutting out there. I don't know why.
Blame my ISP. I need to kick their ass on next week.
ISP, Internet Service Provider. That's right.
Yep.
I almost looked stupid there, but I didn't. Okay, let's see. I'll try getting the center part of the Topaz dock here modeled. So the bottom won't need any modeling since it won't be visible. So let's just worry about the top. Scale in again, pull it down, scale it in. Now, maybe I should pull... Actually, maybe I just delete these parts of the mesh.
Time to shove that crystal into his hand.
Now let me quick check and make sure that doesn't leave holes in the... Oh, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. So that should make it a lot easier for me to model the warp topaz dock. Anyway, or whatever it's called. I don't know if it has a name. Alright, let's see here. There it is. So it's just a series of circles. So scale in again, up, in, down. And then cap it off. And now for some specific edges here, I'm going to tighten them up. Maybe these don't need to be that tight. And then tighten these. Nope, don't select all of them. Scale. And that's pretty much what it looks like in the reference sheet, so that's pretty good. I'm actually just going to take the seam off of that completely. Maybe pull it down a little bit. And then I think this is probably a little too large. Let me look at the reference one more time. Oh no, okay, the whole ring is too big. Now I made it too small. Damn it. One more scale and I should have this accurate. Okay, there we go. Now I still need to model these ridges onto it, which hopefully shouldn't be too hard since I already have the bases of where I need them to be here. So let's see what happens if I just... Firstly, I'm going to hide the rest of this so I can't see it, so I can select things that are underneath it. Let's try beveling these. You know what? That's probably going to work. Let me look at the reference again. Okay, they're just like little bulbs that I guess help snap the topaz into place, like they're little clips. Pull them out. And take these, pull them up. Come on, pull them up. And I probably need to scale these out because they're pretty round in that picture. Maybe I should scale these in some. And again, I'm using Alt-S to scale along the object's normals so that they all like go in the same direction relative to their position. These are already probably pretty close to the size they need to be. I'm actually gonna pull these down just a little bit. Bring the whole thing back. Maybe I should pull it up just a little bit. Let me just quick bump up the subdivision on this guess as I want to see how it looks, I might want to pull these out and then down. That works. So I'll take that back down. Now let's get the Topaz. Actually, since the Topaz is detachable, I might make that separate from the rest of this mesh. So let's just rig it quick and then I'll model the Topaz. So this needs to be on the hand. This needs to be on thumb 3. This, I'm pressing L to select everything linked to the vertice I first selected. That makes it easier to pick the whole thing. This needs to be index number 3. This needs to be middle number 3. This needs to be ring number 3. And this needs to be pinky number 3. And that should be everything that this glove needs rigged. Let's make sure it all works. And apparently I didn't hit assign. I must have hit remove instead of assign. I do that from time to time. Let's try that again. Everything's moving as it should be. Let me check the thumb. And then, okay, that's to be expected since I extruded it from the hand. So let me just go to everything at least just before the like spot where the hinge is for the hand, and I'm gonna deselect, remove it from the hand, and then assign it to the forearm. And that works pretty good, and that also means that it'll move along with his arm. I'm going to texture it quick before I put the warp topaz on it, so let's go back to shading. And I already removed all of them, that's right. So let's do Starline glove. Is he the first official Sonic character to have an exposed hand at all times? Like, he only wears the one glove. I'm guessing Archie probably had a few, but Archie was also shit, so...
But he's like the first... He's probably the only IDW character besides that Roost.
The Zeddy don't wear gloves. That's also a thing.
They don't wear it, and then also there's also Night the Owl, and that I forgot what his name was, but he was like the rooster dude.
I don't read IDW. I really should though. So I just took the gold that I used for his glasses and put it on here since they're basically the same color. And if I want to change one, it'll change all of them, like I've said before. But we also have one more different color here, and that's whatever this bit here on this glove is. So let me select all of that and actually make a new material. I'm just going to call this one Starline Glow out of lack of an idea of what else to call it, and I will actually use the emission part of the BSDF for it. Now for the glove, I'm assuming this is like a rubber glove or something to that effect. So, oh, the webbing on his fingers is a different color. So I'll just make that a different set. Starline glove 2. And then I will actually get the base glove texture where I want it to be, and then I will copy that over and change the color to the next one. So let's go back to the glove bit. I'm going to look up pictures on Google Images here. It's either like a rubber glove or like whatever firefighters wear. I'm not actually entirely sure what material his warp topaz glove is supposed to be made out of. Maybe they are. Maybe they are like more like firefighter gloves.
Firefighter glove.
I'm actually gonna go with that texture instead of like rubber or leather. Unless somebody says it's supposed to be something else because like the comic says it is. Man, it would help if I actually read these. I'll ask around after this stream if that's inaccurate, if this is like going to be accurate, but we'll see. So make it less reflective, and then I'm just going to give it a simple bump map texture to give it a little more detail. So texture, I'm going to do noise, factor into height, detail up all the way, roughness up all the way, and I am going to turn the strength down, not all the way. I don't think it needs to be much more than that for now. I can add more detail to it later if I need to. So copy that material, paste that material, and then I'm going to change the base color. Okay, now they're a little different. Let me actually splay these fingers out slightly so we can see that a little better. Yeah. Alright. So that's the glove done. Let's do the topaz next. So I'm going to start that with a, we'll do a cube. So I'll actually do a neat trick here that I like to do. I'm going to select any of the rings from this, Shift S, cursor to selected, and now it should be dead center on that perfect circle. So when I go back out and I add a cube, the cube will be centered on that perfect circle. Scale it down, subdivide, smooth it out, and I might give this a little more so that it's a more round. And it does protrude out of his hand quite a bit, so scale it so it's like fitting nicely within the confines of the clip. Let me see the reference again. Maybe I should flatten it out somewhat, or actually I might, no, I'm gonna do it this way, flatten it. No. Not me being indecisive. Since it seems like it's the topmost part of like the curvature of a sphere, I'm gonna try and do it this way. Let me see if this works. It probably won't, but we'll see. There we go. That actually worked out pretty good. So that's probably what the topaz is going to look like. Oh, I should also add a subsurf to this so that it's even smoother. That's better. I probably could have had that be a little more bulbous, but I think there is probably going to be as good as it gets. And for this one, I want to actually cap off the bottom so that it has a completely contained bit of like geometry for reasons that'll hopefully make sense soon. But that's like the only modeling I need to do, and I just need to connect it to the rig. Empty groups, object data, look for the vertex group for the left hand, and assign it, and that is literally all it needs. So now when I move the hand, the topaz moves with it. Shading. Now go back to that IOR index again, and I'm going to go for, I'm actually going to see if topaz is a thing they specifically list on this website, so give me just a second. God damn it, hold on a second. Firefox is being weird right now. Okay, topaz. Let's see if topaz is on here. It is. There's different kinds of topaz though. Topaz, topaz blue, topaz imperial, topaz pink, topaz white, and topaz yellow. I'm just going to go with standard topaz. Alright, new material. Warp topaz. And I should also make sure that this mesh is named properly, so it's not just cube. Warp topaz. Go back to that IOR, make it the correct one, and I'm going to wait to turn up the transmission here first because we have a texture that it needs to have. That's spiral, and I might be able to... I'm going to check and make sure I don't have a texture like that already made. So let me start this off by getting the image texture nodes all set up with their UV map. Give it some space, since this is probably going to need a color ramp. And then open, and then you can't see me browsing, but I'm going to be looking through my my textures that I have saved on my computer. Oh, I do have a spiral. It's the Dreamcast logo that I've used on a couple of characters as like a little reference, so I might just use this instead. So that works. So let's go to the UV editor and actually give this an unwrap so we can see what we're doing. Project from view, center that on the spiral. I think that'll work pretty good. It's also a nice Sega reference since it's the Dreamcast logo. Now I'm going to put the color ramp in there to isolate the colors as usual, and I'm just going to pull them straight from the reference here. Red for that, orange for that, and I'm actually going to set this to be constant. 0.5. There we go. Now I can bring that roughness down, transmission up, and now let's go back to rendered mode and see what that looks like. And you can see through it because of the transmission, so I might actually want to bring up the transmission roughness, which I didn't want to do for the glasses because I wanted them to be see-through, but this just makes the inside more cloudy because it's like obviously not transparent here. I'm going to actually also look up just quickly what Topaz looks like in IRL just to see if I have a good idea here. So it is actually pretty clear when it's cut properly. So I might just have to go not super realistic with this and just go for like how it looks. And it seems like the warp topaz does glow slightly, so I might want to try doing something here. So let's do a mix shader, and then for the factor I'm going to use a, where is it, Fresnel, which I think is a mathematical expression. I honestly don't know what it is, but it makes things look cool when you adjust the numbers just right. So emission, put that in the bottom, and I'm going to make the emission the lightest part of the color here. Now I'm going to bump this up higher so we can see it. That's a little better. So now if I do this, you can see how it has this interesting like effect on the model. And I'm starting to think maybe this, either this color or doing the emission this way might not work. Let me see. Maybe the base part itself needs a gentler emission. So let's see, that's set to 50. Let's try having this at 10. That might be too intense. Let's turn that down to 5. That's better. So now it has this like aura to it, I guess. And I could maybe even bring the transmission roughness down so you can see through it a little more, since the emission is going to blur some of that. This is looking good though. So let's see how that looks in our viewport. And it looks weird, but that's just the viewport for you. So that's the warp topaz glove done. Now I need to think for a little bit here. Oh, I should specify, since I do like giving my Sonic characters all pants just out of a sake of consistency, I guess. I will be doing that with Starline here too, and I might do that next actually, since that's also something that I'm going to want to make sure like fits with the his shirt and eventually his shoes. So I'm probably going to do that next, and this is a quick and dirty way that I like to put pants on Sonic characters that I have. And this is also partly why I decided to do his rig before adding any of his clothing. So let's go to his model, his mesh, duplicate, place it, and then rename it to Starline Pants.
He just go, look, all I want is pants.
Oh.
A decent pair of pants.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of everything I don't need for this. I'm gonna get rid of these two. Now the same thing I did with the gloves, I'm gonna scale on the normals. Actually, what if I turn? No, that's probably gonna, let's see how this looks. Don't want them to be that much thicker than his body, because Starline seems like the kind of guy who would wear skinny jeans, you know? That's just a me thing maybe, but I don't know, he seems like the type. And since his shoes go so far up his, like, legs or whatever, that's probably gonna work just fine. Now I have something here that looks like it could be his pants, so let's like actually start making him look like pants. Tuck that in so that there's actually like a bit there. I'm gonna pull this out slightly, scale it up a little bit, and then tuck that in. Oh, got some normals not behaving properly. There we go. Now I can do this. Just to kind of make it look realistically look like it's like going around his tail here. For his knees, I am gonna go back to Vertex and then smooth those out some. Oops. Because they shouldn't be as harsh if they're like over his body. And then down here, do the same thing I did at the top and just make it look like they actually like go inside. And then I should also take all the materials off of it. Let's go back to material mode and then see how this looks when I try to pose the model. Make sure nothing is clipping. Oh, Blender, please. Shit! Okay, Blender crashed. Let's see how much I lost. God damn it, dude. Alright, let me make sure. Okay, it is coming back up on stream. Come on, Blender. I can't have one modeling project where it doesn't crash at least once. Okay, I lost all of the work I did on his pants. That's cool. So I'll start all that over again, I guess. I'm saving after every step like I should have been. Can't have that happening again. It's gonna really kill the pace of the stream. As if that clusterfuck of a grocery delivery didn't do that already. Three times. Do you have a pretty strong computer, Giga, or no? Because that's definitely gonna have an influence on how often you crash. You do. Maybe it's just the like independently developed nature of Blender. It can't be as crash proof as like pro software that costs a lot of money to use. It could just be the sacrifices we make for having a free software, you know? I'm assuming that means it's a good computer because I don't know what any of that means. I'm not that tech savvy. Okay. Now we're pretty much back to where I left off. Now let's try testing to make sure there's nothing clipping without a crash this time would be nice. And it looks like my method of scaling along the normals is working pretty good, and the minimal edits I did make aren't causing any serious issues. Even the tail doesn't look that bad. Well, that's great. So let's give them a texture quick, and I think it's actually, I'm actually just going to give these the same texture as his webbing in his glove. So if I can drag and drop that here. Actually, I might want to make that a different texture now that I'm thinking about it, because I want it to be pretty dark. Something to do with wireframe mode or X-ray with subdivision surface enabled, not even high settings either. It could just be it's not expecting to see all of the geometry that's not visible, and then you suddenly tell it to show all of it, and then it like freaks out or whatever. That's just my guess. Sorry about that, I forgot what I was doing for a second there. Now he's not naked. He's got some clothes. He can be a modest bow. And just gonna make a couple more edits so that it actually looks like clothing and not like his pants are painted onto him, you know? Just the little touches. Let's make sure that that still looks good with the rig, and it does. Now he's got pants. Okay, so now I just have his shirt, overshirt, and shoes left, and those are some of the things I least like to model. Funny enough, so I'm gonna think about which one I would rather do first. Should also, I'm going to take a moment here, save first of all, and Shift C to bring the, why does that keep turning off, bro? Okay. I mean, I need to find a better add-on for that, one that doesn't keep disabling itself, but let's see how this looks with the rendered light on. Here, let me just, I want to highlight his head here pretty quick, and then let that render itself a little bit so we can see what these textures look like. Okay, let's see what this looks like quick. Because in the viewport it seems like his bill might be a little too shiny, and I still think it is in the render, so I'm going to quick change that before I do any more modeling. I'm not stalling at all. Maybe just make that 0.5. What is his fur at? His fur is at that, so that's probably a good place to have it. That's probably better than how it was before. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do his shoes first. I'll save his shirt for last. So I've put in another circle. Oh, I had to... That's right, we had a crash. I had to reopen Blender, so it didn't remember that I want this to be 8 vertices. Now I can do that. So 8 vertices, scale and move. And since this one isn't connected to the other one, I can have mirror modifier on, but I do not need to turn clipping on. And then subsurf. Okay, let's see. That's right, these shoes have heels, so he would be standing on his, like, tiptoes to wear them. So I will try my best to model them at an angle so that when I have his rig with his feet pointed down, they line up properly. So let's just try getting some basic geometry going here. Don't worry about the foot spurs, those will be taken care of with the shoes. It actually just reminds me, or just showed me, I guess I should say, that if his feet are going to be angled, his foot spurs probably should be angled to compensate, because they stick straight out when his feet are in those heels. So maybe do it like this, and then tuck that in some. Now let me quick hide this for a second, and that looks alright. If I need to angle that... Huh?
As much as I want to stay, I need to get food and prep for an RPG thing. I'm going to take care of it in an hour. So
alright,
take it.
Have fun with that.
I'll try to.
Have a good night. Alright, so now it's just me. Me and Gigavolts in the chat. Speaking of, you're in my Discord server if you're at all willing to go into my voice chat too. Make it a little easier to have a conversation about modeling. Try to get the toe of this going here. Shit. It's best Robo's theme. Oh. Damn it. I thought I invited you to my server. Hold on. Huh, maybe I didn't. Here, let me invite you to the server so you could be in my voice chat. Where are you? There you go. I thought I asked you to come. I don't remember. There we go. Now you can join the voice chat. And for people watching, I think right now I'm just trying to get a basic bit of geometry going for this shoe, and then I can start actually making it look like his shoe once I have more to work with. Okay, I'm gonna rename this Starline Shoes, and then I'm gonna hide his mesh so I can just worry about getting this filled in first. And sort of the same thing I did when I was patching up that hole I made for his glove. I'm just gonna fill this in like this, and I should hopefully have enough geometry here that this will all be quads, and I do. Just need to actually, I'm gonna do this side. And then now they're symmetrical, 2 loop cuts like that, and then fill in the rest of it. Now the whole thing should be filled in. Okay. Now let's bring the mesh back in. Try to get it filled out. Hello? Hey.
Hello.
There you are. Alright. I'm getting the basic geometry going for his shoes and then trying to fit it to his feet before I start actually modeling said shoes.
Okay.
Okay, so I have something pretty simple here and I'll fix the remaining clipping issues later. Now I'm trying to think
The
of...
Twitch stream is a bit delayed.
That's how Twitch works.
Yeah.
There's a delay. I think that's why it's called Twitch, is because there's a 5-second delay.
Is it?
I heard that's why it's called Twitch. Could be wrong about that though.
Why is it called Twitch? What the heck?
That's what
Also,
I just...
hi.
Hi. That's what I just said. The 5-second delay is why it's called Twitch, but I could be wrong about that.
Is that literally what Twitch means?
I think. I'm not sure. The snowboarding theme for Ice Cap and Sonic Adventure is like kind of out of place considering the rest of that level, but man, it's a bop. Isn't it though?
I have to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's got the nice saxophone and shit. So good.
It's Sonic Adventure, right?
Yeah, the first one. It's the snowboarding music from Ice Cap. Okay, that's coming out a lot better than I thought it was going to, so that's good. Now to tighten these up. Man's got some stylish shoes, though.
Starline?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, walking on heels seems like it'd be hell on your feet all day, but, you know.
Oh, I never noticed they were heels.
He does. He has, like, slight eyelash definition, too. I think it was on one of the podcasts that Ian Flynn does. He mentioned that he spends, like, at least an hour on his makeup getting ready every day. He's that kind of guy.
Shoes seem a bit crooked, though. Like, if you look at the heels,
What do you mean?
like, at least from what I'm seeing, like, the heel is going, like, really far down.
Maybe a little bit. I'm gonna get up for just a second.
No, is that? Oh wait, no, is it?
Here, I'll be right back.
Is that
Hold on a
actually
second.
just like? All right.
Alright, I'm back. I just needed to help my fiance with something, and I also wanted to get up and stretch for a little bit since I've been sitting here for 2 hours now, yeah. Anyways, I got myself something to drink too, so I'm going to crack that open. Okay, back to his shoes. There seems to be an inconsistency with how Evan drew these shoes. Maybe they're just like warped a little bit in this angle so you can better see how they have spirals on both, but it's kind of weird, and I'm like kind of having issues modeling it because it's not translating from both of those angles the way I'd expect it to. Anyway.
Also, I think I just realized why the shoes were looking so weird for me.
Why?
Because you had the shoes rotated how they would be if the feet were flat.
Yep.
As their heels.
Yep.
So yeah, that's
why they looked weird. Okay, yeah. Because his feet would be bent like angled downwards. Yeah. So. Oh, what was that? Oakley the Oak Sylph Moth. Oh, hell yeah. And you gave me a follow? Even better. Welcome to the stream. Fuck yeah. I'm in voice chat at my server if you want to talk. Love you too, homie. Hey, I'm holding up. All right. Gigavolts will be right back. Now, the tongue of his boot here is a shape that I'm not sure quite how I'm going to make, so I'm going to experiment with this and see how it works. What do you mean, Oakley? I was asking you if you want to be in the voice chat. You sure can. Yeah, in the server. Since Gigavolts is like gonna be gone for a little bit. Hey.
Yo.
The gang's all here.
Yeah, you know him.
Amy's Sonic Adventure 1 theme is weird.
Shut up, I love her theme.
Her theme is good, it's just the lyrics are kind of cursed.
It is.
Like the weird shaving a sphinx line, I don't know what that's all about. Or painting yourself blue for Sonic.
Yeah, that's sussy.
Oh. Yeah, very sussy wussy uwu. I swear she's saying uwu like 3 different times in this song now that I'm listening to it. Sweet, sweet, you're so sweet. Sweet, sweet, you're so sweet. Sweet, sweet, you're so sweet. Sussy, so sussy.
Sussy little baka.
Sussy little Chewbacca. Sussy, so sussy. Sweet, sweet, so sussy. I'm not a simp.
Sure you weren't. So, like, wait a minute. So, like, Jesus. Starline has, like, webbed hands, right?
Because he's a platypus, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, does his gloves kind of interfere with
No, his
webs?
gloves have webs too, see?
Okay, cool. I was just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they do. I modeled that as well. Like, you can see there are, like, darker parts in between his fingers.
Delicious.
Oh, and nutritious. Y'all don't eat platypus on the regular? You know what I love about you British people? Octopussy. I've seen that movie, like, twice.
You simp.
It's a Simpsons quote. So sussy, so sussy.
His shoes, though, like...
They kind of go though. I'd wear these.
Yeah,
I'd probably
they do.
my ankles would be killing me, but I'd wear these.
Yeah. And, like, you can, like, just stab someone with the back of your freaking boot. Like, oh,
Which-
yeah.
I see some people say that Starlight himself just has those spikes on his heels. That's not just part of his like boot because
Yeah.
platypuses IRL have those spikes on their feet.
Yeah, but, like... I would, if I had Spike on my feet, I'd, like, you know, fucking kick people with them, like,
Yeah,
hell
just like he does. And then you'd get grabbed and whipped to the floor like Starlight did. Rest in peace.
I love Starline.
R.I.P. Starly boy. You will be missed. I'm
world
still
was too
saying
good for
I'm
you.
still saying they should pull G1 Transformers and have him come back as an angry, pissed off ghost like Starscream did.
Yeah.
I just
That'd
think
be
that'd be funny as hell.
Yeah.
You're either really brave or really stupid. I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
Me though.
It's my favorite out of context line from that whole show. Shit.
So I've got a question for you.
And I've got an
Have
answer
you
for
watched
you.
Smiling Friends.
Have what?
Have you watched Smiling Friends?
I'm not sure.
It is right up our alleys. Like,
Oh, Smiling Friends. I have not seen Smiling Friends.
oh, it's so good. It's so stupid and good. I love it so much.
Isn't that the last thing that, oh fuck, I forgot that guy's name. He did the Affleck Duck. He passed away recently. Isn't that like the last thing he did before he died?
Homie, what?
I think that was. He was like God in that, wasn't he? I'm forgetting his name, which I feel really bad about. What's that dude's name? Fucking hell.
Let me Google it.
Yeah.
So, people are just realizing that Raihan is a dilf.
Man, weak. I knew that from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
That is disrespectful to Mr. Rahan. More like Rayas.
Shut up.
Daddy, I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry, Daddy.
Gilbert, was his name Gilbert?
Gilbert Gottfried. I think he was God in
Yeah.
that show, and that was like the last thing he did before he died.
Well, let me Google it.
That could be wrong. That's just something I remember hearing someone say.
I think he was God.
Yeah. Not in that show,
Yeah,
in real
he-
life.
Yeah,
R.I.P. to a legend, though.
for real.
For real. No cap. He was straight bussin', for real, respectfully.
I love kids, Charlie. I love kids. That's like one of my favorite lines.
I love
That's the whole-
kids.
Yeah.
That's
I love
cursed.
kids, Charlie. I love kids.
That's cursed. I remember my
And,
brother
like-
was saying he really wanted to watch that show when it was new, and it's like, it says it's on Hulu, but it's only like actually on Hulu if you pay more money to see it or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Well, I don't have that.
Well, homie, we'll have to do like a stream thingy.
Like-
I'll have to stream it to you.
Like
We'll have
on
to watch it
Discord or
together.
something, not on Twitch, because
Yeah,
that'll get
totally.
somebody in trouble.
Yeah.
Unless you like to
Alan
live
is one of my
dangerously.
favorite characters.
What?
Alan is one of my favorite characters.
All I know is that there's an episode of that show where they're trying to stop a guy from killing himself, and he's like literally got a gun
that's-
pointed to his head the whole time.
Yeah, the first episode.
Is it? Whoa, whoa!
Yeah.
They just immediately walk into his like bedroom and he's already got the gun at his head.
Yeah.
That is fucked, dude. I swear somebody made an edit of a scene near the end of that episode where they're like, "What about that puddle right there? Does that make you happy?" No. Well, then I guess we failed. And it like somebody made it like apply to some cursed ass Sonic thing.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, well, look at that. And he's like, what, the ant? And he's like, yeah.
Does it make you happy? No. Oh, okay.
Well, I think it's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool.
I just wanted my cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, it's another quote from the same
Chocolate?
episode.
Did you say chocolate? Yes, sir. With or without nuts. Chocolate? Chocolate?
I'll have to
Chocolate?
send you like some clips. Like I actually learned about like the show through like watching like stupid clips that I found on like Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
And and then I was like I texted one of my friends on Twitter. I was like, hey, like what is this show? And they sent me more clips.
Oh, hell
And,
yeah.
Like I think I watched so many clips that like I know basically all what happens in each episode.
Bruh.
Like,
Yeah, that's how we
like,
watch TV
I'm
these days.
watching-
Just random clips on YouTube.
no. Well, because like I didn't have like access to my HBO Max, and like if I did go on it, like my mom had been like, "Hey, you should share that."
Hey,
Even
hey,
though, like-
hey, share, bitch.
Yeah. So I finally started watching it, and like, dang, did those clips miss out like on a whole bunch of things?
Hell yeah. We should watch it at some point.
Yeah, we do. I can't think of a character that I don't like in Smiling Friends.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah, like they're all cards.
They're all what?
They're all cards.
What does that mean?
Oh god, they're all very interesting and unique from one another, but yet fit into the universe. And just, I love the animation in Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Like you got Pim, who's like really like Pim and Charlie, who are like extremely simple, and then like you got their boss, like Mr. Boss Man, who's like extremely like overly detailed and like kind of gross looking, but like it's
Weird.
wonderful.
Clearly,
And,
a lot
like-
of love was put into this show.
Oh yeah, and like Mr. Frog, for example, like he has like a different his movements are very like fast, and like while the other ones are kind of like at a normal pace.
So everybody's like animated differently. Is that what you're
Mostly.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really. Interesting.
Yeah, like the main cast is like animated relatively the same, and then like there's like background characters that are animated differently.
That's weird.
And
And
there's,
it's
like, they
it's
add
like
the
all done on
modeling
purpose,
into it.
right? Like they're deliberately being animated differently, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's like 3D models that like interact with like the 2D characters, and it's great.
Really?
Yeah, there's Satan.
Oh,
Yeah,
Hail,
there's
Satan.
literal Satan.
hail Satan!
Oh no.
What?
I was just looking up smiling friends to like find a specific meme that I was gonna send you, and I just ran into a bunch of like really cursed like fetishy art.
Oh, hell yeah! You on Twitter?
No.
I swear to God, if I log on Twitter and see one more piece of decent art, but it's very obviously foot fetish shit, I'm gonna explode. That shit is actually driving me crazy. Could y'all stop
What?
focusing on the feet, please? Thank you.
Who are you following that does this?
I'm following people who retweet that shit, not anybody who actually draws it. I don't follow foot
Homie.
fetish artists.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I just am mutuals with people who have very weird tastes.
I can tell.
Not as cursed as that fetish of busty women buying Wonder Bread. I was
You know what?
I was
I
educating
actually
someone
don't.
about that not last night, at some point here recently. That shit's cursed as hell. Me no likey dat. Me no likey dat at all. I was telling some people in my stream, not yesterday, the day before, about welcome back, Giga. But how I'd like deliberately keep my feet simple because I don't like modeling feet. I don't like looking at feet, so I just don't model the feet, right? I don't do anything super special with them. And then I was talking about that. That's all right, Giga. I was talking about how I modeled Brisk for you, and like she doesn't have any shoes on, and then somebody commented on the tweet I made about her, and it's like, amazing model work, love the feet.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bruh, go away.
I want more of freaking Brisk. Brisk is mwah. So is Elio.
Yes, all of your OCs are mwah.
All my echidnas are mwah.
That's just because they're a kid. That doesn't count.
Right on.
More Raihan, more like, Yas Daddy.
And like, oh gosh, so I'm in this one server of just like a bunch of like we're all kind of really close mutuals on like Twitter.
Yeah.
And I posted Raihan in there, and they're like, how tall is he? And I'm like, oh, he's 7'3", and they're like, whoa, big dino dilf. And I think that there's like now like a small like family of people who appreciate Raihan.
I'm the daddy here. I think the modeling for his shoes is basically done. Before I texture them, I want to just get them into the rig so that I can angle his feet down so that it actually looks like the reference. So let me select all that, select all this.
Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going back to work soon, so
Yeah, because you're done dying?
I'm healed enough.
Yeah.
Or like enough as in like I'm not gonna like split open and my guts are just gonna like spill out everywhere, but like
Oh,
still
hell
gonna
yeah,
be
dude.
capable.
Yeah, so you can still function. I think I might have made him a little too tall. Let's just say that in my AU, he's taller. How about that? Because when he's on his heels, that definitely added a couple of extra inches.
But he's so good looking. Like, I love this man.
I thought he was too good looking to die, and then he did, and I'm like, shit.
I want to steal his fit.
You want to what?
I want to steal his fit.
Do it. He's dead now. You can just take it off his body.
Now just kind of rummage through his house and get all of his fits and just be like, all right, bye.
Get his nice plush bathrobe that he had in that one issue.
Yeah. God.
Iconic.
Bring the man back, please. I simmed for him. He was the only reason I read most of the.
Oof, dude. I need to actually read IDW, and yes, it will just entirely be for this character.
Yeah, that's how it was for me too. So.
Oh, he's shirtless right now, by the way.
Delicious.
Check the stream.
I know. I've been watching it.
Yeah, look at that. Because I don't like modeling. I don't like modeling and rigging shirts, so I just haven't done it yet. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's give his shoes some textures. Actually, no, I'm getting.
I love your models, dude.
They're trash though.
No, they aren't.
Yes,
They're
they
so
are.
good.
Yes, they are.
They're delicious.
Queen, they trash.
Homie, I still have that one model you did of Elio as my my Twitter header background.
The model where I only did his like base, and I was too lazy to try and give him something for an outfit, so he's just like chilling naked in like an oasis. Hell yeah.
Oh god, guys.
Don't-
I've had people question me about it. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine."
Hold on just a second. The first ever confirmed Mobian death. That's a good question. Like in anything? Did Infinite die?
Maybe.
I think because they don't want to bring him back ever again. I'm gonna say that bitch is dead.
He better not be. He's my favorite.
He better.
I want Infinite to come back.
You want
I want
Infinite?
Infinite to come back so bad.
Well, that character Sage that we've been seeing in the Frontiers shit has a weirdly similar vibe to him, so I guess we'll see if that's...
I know. We were all hoping that, like me and this Discord server are sitting here hoping that, like, she's just not, like, a copy-paste of Infinite.
But, like, actually tied to him in some way. Getting his revenge for being called weak once and for all. I am not weak. I am on fleek.
Same. God, I loved how edgy he was. Like, I was into the edge.
Me
Still
too.
am.
I love his theme. Like, that shit slaps.
God, same. Oh, and the metal versions of his theme.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Yas, daddy. I love that he has his logo on his shoes. It's so stupid, but you know what? I think it fits.
He's that bitch.
He would have his own custom-made shoes just to flex.
Yeah.
You lose this battle, Sonic. I have better drip than you.
I'm gonna draw Infinite and Drip now. In like the Supreme, you know?
as not disappearing out of nowhere. So I guess that means Surge doesn't count because we didn't actually see if she died or not. I swear the Archie comics had to have deaths that happened like on the pages. And you're not talking about like that time Sally almost died twice because she technically came back from that, so it technically wasn't a death. I'm assuming that doesn't count.
But she technically did die.
Like, before the first Genesis wave, like, you thought she died, but it was actually she got roboticized, and then I was actually having some people edumacate me on one of my previous streams that was just a plot point that they never brought up again. So she just was suddenly not roboticized anymore, and I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
Is that really how Starline died? Fuck me, dude.
Wait, hold up. Oh, and no, Mike. Let me zoom over there.
Actually, metal. I haven't read... The only issue of IDW I've read is the first one, because I got it for free when I saw the Sonic movie. The second one.
Yo. I have the whole little booklet.
I want to get the, like, big hardcover one.
I have, like, the... Yeah, I have the hardcover one. I had the special edition because I pre-ordered it.
Yeah. They're like $50 though. They're so expensive.
Oh shit, mine was like when I pre-ordered it, it was like 70, 80.
Like there's a Barnes and Noble in my town that has the first and the second one. $50 each.
Can I take myself?
I'm gonna see if they go on sale for Prime Day, and then I might get them. Cause I was able to get the Encyclopedia for like $20 when it's also like supposed to be for like $50 at retail.
Yeah.
That was a pretty sweet deal.
I like have recently discovered what Barnes and Nobles was. Like
Bruh.
I have heard about it. I just never entered one. And like my friends and I were like after I got out of the hospital, they abducted me and we were going to go out and have sushi.
Uh-huh.
But the place was closed, so we just went to the mall. And they're like, have you ever, like, they're like, oh, we gotta go to Barnes and Nobles. And I was like, what's that? And they're like, excuse me?
It's like the gif of that dude doing the blinking. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, full out, just like, looked at me and just like turned around, stopped in their tracks and like looked at me and I was like, what?
And they're like, and we're like, bitch, you're going to Burnin' Nerby. Bernie Nerby. That's what my fiance and I call it.
They dragged me like halfway across the mall to go there.
You know what? I'm going to be a lazy bitch with this. Because I don't want to try and recreate this texture. I'm just going to take it from the reference image. Is that a little scummy? Probably, but I'm getting tired. I don't want to I don't want to model anymore. I just want to render him all done. Could somebody finish this for me? Oh shit.
I would if I knew how to do it.
Yeah. Oh, sweaty.
I've actually been learning how to model, so.
Well, hopefully every time I have a modeling stream it can be informative. Here. Now, since I'm doing it like this, I have a really terrible idea. Let me get rid of his feet first. Alright.
I can't get that. I can't get that.
You can't get that what?
That one thing out of my head about the whole like feet thing.
Now he has his own logo on his feet.
Yo.
Oh my god, dude. Hold on, I want to take a special screenshot of this just for Dr. Starline server. Give me just a second.
I love this. This is great.
Imagine that as like a company you could like custom get your like the soles of your shoes printed with any picture you want. That would have terrible traction, but it would look kind of funny, wouldn't it?
Oh my god, I would get one of like Todd Howard with a small face. Have I told you about that? Have I told you?
I forgot who Todd Howard was for a second.
So have I told you the story of my Todd Howard obsession?
No.
Okay, so long story short, back when I had first gotten my like laptop, I was like, I wonder what I should change the background to, and like, so I scrolled like cursed images on Google,
Yeah.
and I found a picture of Todd Howard with a really small face, and I was like, that right there. And so I saved it and then put it as my background, and it's been 8 years now that I've had that same background.
Bruh, what?
And then I had it as my phone background, but like heavily zoomed in, like onto his just like his whole face.
That is too fucking
and
funny.
like my mom, she was like, "Oh, I need to call your sister real quick. I can't find my phone, so I'm just gonna get yours." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And she picks up my phone and she's like, "What is your home screen? What is your lock screen?" And I was like, "Oh,
It's my boyfriend." Shut up.
No, she knows who my boyfriend is and everything, and knows what he looks like and everything.
Yeah, it's Todd Howard.
Like she's met him.
She's met Todd Howard? Damn. Your boyfriend's Todd Howard, right?
No.
I could maybe make that texture look a little better at some point later, but I think for now that's going to work pretty good. Just to refer to what I'm doing on stream for a second.
Yeah.
And I could even make that look a little... could even make that pop a little better by doing this. Anyway, what were you saying about your boyfriend, Todd Howard?
No, shut up.
Who the fuck is Kragok and Archie?
What?
People in No
Wait,
Mic
hold
are
on.
talking about Sonic character deaths, and now we're getting into the cursed shit, apparently.
I love that.
That's my thoughts exactly, Giga. Now all I can think of is that cursed ass scene from Sonic Underground where the robot baby version of Sonic fucking explodes. It was like Joel from Fine Sauce was listening to the main theme with that GIF playing, and he was like, more like 6 feet underground. God, what the hell was that show? Does IDW even connect to Game Canon, though? I guess because it actually does have, like, Eggman mechs and shit, so I guess it is actually trying to be connected to the games.
Yeah.
But, Archie started doing that a little bit near the end. That's true, it does start off right after Forces does. I thought the IDW was going to be a Forces tie-in comic exclusively. I didn't realize it was going to be its own thing. Like TBH.
You haven't. That can be like AO, but
I like Forces. I think that's a pretty fun game.
Forces was my first game, so
Oh, you sweet little child.
yeah, my introduction. Okay, actually, if we're counting Mario and Sonic the Olympic Games, then that was my first Sonic game.
Oh, you sweet little child.
So, okay, my family was like a Nintendo fan family, and like they really disliked Sega, and like as a kid, I was like, hey, I want to get into this, and I showed them Sonic, and they're like, ew, no.
Ew, get out of here. You're disowned,
So
fuck
the
you.
The only way that I could play Sonic games was if they collabed with like
Mario
Nintendo. Yeah.
How weird.
And like I just remember seeing Amy and being like, oh, Amy.
I'm sorry, what?
I loved Amy as a kid. I had an obsession with Amy and Shadow growing up.
Really? Interesting combination.
Yeah.
Thoughts on classic Amy versus modern Amy? Like, which one do you prefer?
I don't know. You know?
Yeah. I'm just thinking about it because I
Depending on what
finished
version of
Origins a
Amy
couple
we're
days
talking
ago.
about.
What was that?
Just depending on like what
mood you're in?
no, like what version of the modern Amy we're talking about.
What do you mean?
Like, do we account Boom as a modern?
No, that's Boom is Boom.
Okay, Boom is Boom. Okay.
Boom boom make you go boom.
then probably classic.
Classic Amy? You prefer that over modern
Yeah.
Amy?
The terror miss.
I guess they never miss, huh?
Shut up.
You got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't kiss ya. I don't remember how the rest of it goes.
I don't either.
The Diamond Cutters. Oh, what about the Cloud Cuckoo Army? Tails fucking murdered them. I'm not making that up, that's actually what they're fucking called.
The serial killer.
The Cloud Cuckoo Army. They're the main villains of Tails' Adventure.
Just kills them.
With-
Takes
with-
out like a
with-
fucking gun.
No, he does it with explosives because he's a real man.
Oh damn.
They're in the encyclopedia. Each of like the main four like leaders of the Cloud Cuckoo Army has their own bio. They're all birds.
Burbies.
Man, these shoes do be styling though. Look at him. Here, I gotta put him in a shitty kawaii pose because I have AIDS.
Make him do the peace thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Do it. And like with one leg up and just like
Look at my stream. I'm already like partway there.
Yeah. I'm watching it right now. I've been watching it.
This is gonna look like trash because I'm not trying. Oh god. Fuck me. Supersonic racing, gotta keep your feet right on the ground. Lordy Lou. Oh, I have this hand facing the wrong way. Shit. Let me try that. Now I'm being too loud. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna have to peace out for a little bit. See you later.
All right. You have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Anyways, his shoes are basically done. So. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that detail. Anyway. Turn these back down. Yeah, his boots are done, so let's do his shirt, I guess. So let's see here. Start with another circle, 8 vertices, edit mode, pull it up, scale it in, and I'm going to turn this into a cylinder. Let's go back to object mode so I can see that these are facing the right way. I'm just going to scale that up like that, and then I'm going to do delete, and then mirror, and then subsurf. Okay, smooth, and then auto smooth. Now I can start adding detail to this. So this is just going to be his inner shirt here, so like the collar bit there. Oh wait, maybe it is all just one piece of clothing. There's a seam there. Yeah, it is just all one shirt. Okay, so this is just going to be one mesh then. Get that down there. Okay, let's See, so I actually kind of want to keep that as round as it is because it like fits the way it looks in this reference sheet. Let me give these things, whatever you call them, have them going down. Why is this like already working like basically perfectly though? That fit do be sweet though. Let me just get the base of his sleeves modeled out here. And I'll make that look better in a little bit here. Actually, no, I'll just start working on those right now, actually. Yeah, that's the part that goes in like that, so this is the part that needs to be all puffy. Okay, just a second here. Oop, not that, chat. How does he get them so puffy? Like, actually, how do you get sleeves this puffy? I can't turn that off, Oakley. Shut up. What? What do you mean stuff them with cotton? Oh, don't you start doing that now, or I'll mute your Discord DM if you keep doing that. Make you shut up. Well, you know I can't do that. Oh, that's why they look weird. They're sticking out way too far. Chest spikes. This is his titty pokers. He pokes titties. Yeah, I do know. Poking the titty. No respect for the booba. Pops them like balloons. Hey, welcome, Omita. Great to have you here. I hate modeling collars. Why did I say I wanted to model Dr. Starline? It's because I love you. I love all of you. And you all voted for it on my Twitter. Now I feel like I kind of have to. Yeah, the drip is also really difficult to model. Not me, struggling to figure out why this shit doesn't look the way I want it to. No, I'm not doing that. Pay me, then I'll do it. You got money? Pay me. No, don't pay me. I don't have time for commissions right now. That was a joke. Don't actually pay me. I still won't do it. I didn't think you'd actually do it. It's not that good though. Come on. Look at this. Does this look good to you? I can't model a collar. It's a good thing we're not actually playing Unleashed, otherwise this music would be really annoying. Okay, now it's looking a little better, but it's still not really where I want it to be. Oh, is that so? What are you gonna draw? Or is it a surprise? Oh, hell yeah, I missed that crack ship. Alright, now it's looking better. Oh, you having a kid and a goddess too? I just made one of those. Are you copying me? You're copying me. How dare you copy me? I own the rights to only make. I'm the only one that can make a kid and a goddess OCs. You're not allowed to. Then why did you call her one? Oh. Oh, it's a figurative goddess. Okay, lawsuit retracted. For your own OC? That's interesting. Go ahead. I'll give you my reaction on stream right now. Oh, I see. She's an 8 out of 10. Nah, 8 out of 10. You haven't seen my OCs. What is this song? Team Adventure Seaside Hill. Meh. Meh. Ah, that works. Oh, hell yeah. Somebody who actually streams following me on Twitch? I'm shook. I kid though. Thank you to everybody who's following me. Like, you wanting to support me does actually mean so much to me. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm not appreciative of everybody who's here and everybody who can't be here, you know? My stuff is not that good. Hey, what are you going to be making, Giga? Nah. I'm terrible at modeling. What are you talking about? I can't get this guy's shirt to work. Clearly that means I'm no good at what I do. If I mute the pings, then if people come into the VC, they won't be able to be audible. I don't know how to make it so that I can have both. That's the problem. Love you too, bestie. Now, if you're so bothered by the Discord pings, why don't you stop DMing me? I don't get you, man. Oh, I see. Oh, that's me with Sonic Forces, though. I just can't stop playing that game for some reason. Just on my Switch, though, not on my PC. Yeah, on Switch. It is better on PC, but it's not awful on Switch. Although I am definitely getting Frontiers on PC first, and if I like it enough, I'll get it on Switch too. It's a good thing I saved this for last, because man, this is being very difficult with me right now. A stinky legend. Legend has it he is very stinky. Stinky boy. I wouldn't be able to watch it, but if anybody else wants to see it, you're more than welcome to. Why? If I wasn't streaming right now, I would like to watch you doing Unreal Engine stuff, but yeah, I can't really do that right now. Giga in my server is talking about streaming him working in Unreal Engine. And yeah, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be willing to watch that. There we go. Now it's looking the way I want it to. I'm gonna skip this. Hell yeah. At least you're keeping the chat lively. Yas, bestie. Inflate my ego, bestie. Make me feel like I'm popular. Make me feel like I'm famous. Thank you, Giga. I think I'm almost done modeling his shirt now. And need to make his cuffs smaller. Hey, that actually fit in there pretty good. Oh, he has like a little thing coming off the... I get just the right amount of attention I deserve. I don't want any more. I don't deserve any more. I'm not that good. Shit. And that'll do. Let me actually emphasize his shoulder pads a little more. Man's rocking the... Is it the 70s or the 80s where people had the shoulder pads? I don't remember. I think we have a simp in the chat. Everybody point and laugh at the simp. That was 80s? Alright. So I guess I was right with my first guess. They look really uncomfortable though. Oh, what was that? Lightning Thunderbolt? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, can you wrangle your moth, GF? She won't stop fucking with my lamp. Anyway, let me see here. Oh, another follow. Oh, thank you, Omita. Much appreciated. Man, today is popping off. You're alright. Alright, well, I'm gonna... Uh-oh. Fine, you can have the lamp. Little gremlin. Oh, don't worry, I know. Alright, let's get these buttons modeled in on here. Just a second. Make some notifications go away because they're distracting me. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but I really like the Speak With Your Heart remakes they did for Colors Ultimate. Such a banger. I do have a model of Elio and I do have a model of Brisk. Elio's not finished though. He doesn't have an outfit, so he's just kind of like a naked boy. The original what? I'm sorry, I must have lost track of what the conversation was about. Hey, Mike. Oh, the original Speak With Your Heart. Okay. I still like that one. I just really like the... I don't know, it's like... I guess just the synth that the remake had, I just kind of enjoy. Which I guess is like an unpopular opinion, because I don't seem to be... some days it feels like I'm the only person who likes that. Which is fine. Hidden Volcano? I just have Spotify, like the entire collection of Sonic music on Spotify playing on shuffle right now, so I honestly don't know what's playing at this point. Okay, he's got the chain connecting his collar and then his button. I'll just make a separate mesh because the mirror modifier will make that needlessly difficult to put on there. Although he does have this bit of detail that I also can't do with the mirror modifier, so maybe I'll just have to think about it while I model his chain here. Does your chain hang low? Does it wobble to and fro? And now I just gotta make the chain link. You have a good one, Oakley, and thank you, Lightning. I don't think they're that good, but you know, What do I know? Oh, you don't have to do that, Oakley. I don't deserve advertisement. Come on. You're being too nice. Stop it. Stop it. Alrighty, we are steadily approaching the end of this model here. As soon as I finish this shirt, it's basically done. I'm going to take some time to texture it quick before I decide how I want to approach the seam it has in the button. What is this? Oh, I haven't heard this before. Okay. Forgot how many remixes they made of Green Light Ride for the Team Sonic R soundtrack, or Team Sonic Racing soundtrack. Oh, good lord, what happened to this song? My ears are bleeding. Okay, this song sucks, dude. What the hell? I like the Chemist's remake of that one, remix of that, but the original probably is the best, yeah. Hey, there we go. Gotta play DJ and model at the same time. It's stressful, man. It's stressful. Alright, let's make this look a little bit more like fabric, not with an image texture. Noise texture. Factor into height. Normal into normal. Ooh, this wrinkly shirt. Thank you again, Lightning. Yeah, I think... Oh, shit. I'm probably not going to have time to do a render with this on stream, but I will at least show you all me finishing the model on stream for sure. But... okay. So I think I'm going to rig it, and then I'm going to duplicate it just so I can have something saved, and then I'm going to attempt to model the seam in his shirt there. So let's get his rig back in. That was weird. I don't know what that was. Fixed it though. Alright, this is gonna be where things start getting fucky. Yep, that's what I thought. So let's just start with that. Actually, I should make sure, does the head have any influence on this? And it does. So let's just do this since it's the only part that isn't connected to the rest of it. Remove from all groups and assign that to the spine. Now let's go to the arm. Upper arm L. Ooh, that's better. Although there is a gap there. I can maybe fix that by doing this. Sorry about that. I need to be focusing on the stream, not on my Discord. There we go. Now you can't see his body from underneath there. Now let's see how the elbow looks. That's probably as good as I'm going to get it, honestly. Does the hand have any influence on it? It does not. You know, I'm just going to delete these bones. They aren't necessary for Starline's design at all. And I'm just going to remove them from the list here. Let me make sure that there wasn't anything connected to that, and there was, so I'll just select the whole chunk here and reapply it back to the forearm. Alright, the arms are looking good. Okay, let's check the thighs quick. Where's the thigh bone? There it is. And it is getting way too much. So let's see if remove. Let's see how it looks now. Yeah, you too, Lightning. Thank you so much for coming. And following too. Okay, I think I need to get rid of that top part too. Another follow from who? Oh, thank you, Giga. Man, I'm almost at 20 followers. That is crazy. I might, at some point off stream, just make those parts have their own separate bones so that they're easier to, like, make look natural with the flow of his legs, but for now I think that'll be fine. Let's see how the spine looks. Okay, looks like they have a little bit too much of those things down there, but everything else is fine. So let me see here. Yep, they got the whole thing, which they don't need, so let's see how they're looking now. That's not working. Let me try my weight painting trick again and see if that fixes it. Yeah, I think, you know, I'll just do it right now that I'm thinking about it. I'll just make these their own separate bone. That should make everything here work better. Now let me make sure. Okay, that is correct. Okay. I'm going to do this to duplicate it. Oops. Okay. vertex groups. I'm just going to manually add these. They just need to have the exact same name as the bone for it to work. Shit. What the hell? There we go. Now, I should be able to just remove them from everything and then assign them here. Let's see how that looks. Now, how about... So that already improves their look considerably. Let me actually try smoothing out their thing again here. Hey, babe. Hi. Their influence is too high up at the top here, so I'm probably gonna have to just get rid of this at the edge here, I think. Now let's see. Oh shit. Okay, I got those vertices too. Get rid of those. That's better. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Now let's make sure. Alright, some of that got lost, so let me see what's connected to the spine again. Okay, this stuff needs to be included. How about now? Still missing stuff? Oh, is that coming? That's coming from something else. Interesting. Let me see here. I don't know how I missed that before. Okay. Okay, those need to be included too. Okay, still a couple more left. Let me... Oh. That was the wrong button. Okay, I need those too. Now if I bring everything back... Still one part missing. Yeah, it looks like that's on the base mesh. That's interesting. It must have been the spot that was missing on his pants too. So I'll just do the same thing I did there. Bring them back, and now everything should be playing nice. There we go. So let me quick check this movement. Oh, I'm getting lag. What the hell? Okay, that's better. Alright, it's clipping a little bit, but I can fix that off stream. Oh wait, what's going on here? Something is not assigned to the right spot. Hold on. Maybe that's what was causing the issue. Let me try that again. Okay, there we go. That was weird. I must have had too much selected when I was messing with the base of the spine there. Okay, well, I'm gonna duplicate this. Save one of them as mirror in case I want it again at some point. Make it inaccessible. Back to the regular shirt. Apply the mirror. And then I am gonna simply try to form this to the shape of his, like, shirt here. Okay, what happens if I do this? How does that affect this? I think this is gonna work. I just gotta keep checking on the finer details. still like weirdly exaggerated. Maybe go to the shoulders and remove some of that might help. Okay, that's why it's having issues. Get rid of all of that from that part of the mesh. Hopefully we'll fix it. No, it's still doing that. What the hell? Oh, probably the other shoulder. I forgot I don't have the mirror modifier on anymore. No? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Shoulder. There we go. So now it should be gone, right? No. The fuck? What are you assigned to? Okay, it's just... Is it the hair? Hi. Okay, I cannot figure out why that is behaving that way. That is so weird. Maybe if I just take this entire section, remove from everything, assign. Okay, I fixed it. I still don't know what the issue was though. I'm just gonna bevel this for his button. Yeah, that's basically... Let's see how that looks. Alright, I need to, at the very least, have this only be assigned to that part. Remove from all groups assigned to the spine, and that should hopefully get rid of the distortion. Yeah, okay. This is working a little bit better than I was expecting it to. I might actually have to put at least something like a texture in the onto this part of his mesh just to highlight that that seam a little better. Ooh. And then his button is gonna be its own separate texture. Assign. Okay. Starline's button, vector, bump. And then I'm actually going to do this, use the same texture I used for the warp topaz to get that sparkle in there. I'm just going to copy all that and paste it here. I'm going to change this so that it's white, or no. Damn it, come on. No, value up, saturation down, value down. Put that into the height, that into the normal. And now I just need to unwrap that. Try to get it as dead on as I can, and there it is, our little spiral. I'm just gonna scale that to fit better. Alright. And I should probably have that affect the color too, just so that it's a little more noticeable. So I'll have that go into there and that go into there, and that should be the correct orientation. Okay, and then I will have this one start with the same and then darken it so you can really tell the spirals there. And you know, I think I'm going to actually put that on his cuffs too. Just deselect that because I want that to just be plain gold. Now UV. Oh, that's right, there's no mirror modifier. I should have done this sooner if I decided I was going to do this. Here, I think I can maybe still get this to work. That's weird. Alright, project from view. Move them both together. And then I should be able to line them up pretty closely like that. And now this should work the way I'm hoping it will. And then I'm gonna just make some smaller edits to hopefully fix some of the issues with distortion that we're getting right here. Yeah, there we go. Now just center that a little better. Alright. And I think I'm noticing that in this reference it's like black in there, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to just be shadow, but because it's like his fur is so noticeably white in the when I have it set like this, I'm gonna give him just a little bit of like an undershirt, and I'm just gonna make it the same way I made his pants. Okay, oh, I should get rid of the materials. I'm just gonna have this have the same texture. Tighten this up a little bit. And now let's bring the rig back, make sure everything works as it should. And because I duplicated it from the body, it works as I expected it to. Now let's see how that looks with his shirt on. Okay, that's something I should have seen coming, but it shouldn't be too hard to fix. Now let's check for any intersections again. And there are none so far. Oh, Just a little bit. Nothing too bad though. You know, I think I'm actually gonna change that undershirt to actually have a bit more of a neck part. Let's put the shirt back on. And I think that was fixing up some of the issues with his neck being visible that I was having. Let's actually pop the collar in the back up a little bit more. Alright, it's all rigged, almost all textured. I just got to add the little bit here, and I think it'll be done, yeah. So I'm going to just see if I can make it work like this. Gradient, linear, have it go to a UV, have that go to a color ramp, set to constant, and I'm going to do this a little differently. Oh, wrong one. 0.5, and then I'm going to add another one. Move that there like that. Both of these are going to be the same color as his shirt, and the middle one's going to be the same color as his shirt, but pretty close to black. Okay, put that in there. And I'm just going to UV wrap it to follow the seam so that it looks like there's more of a seam there. Unwrap. There's the line. I'm just going to move everything over here for now. Let's just see if I can make it work with just this. Project from view. Okay, that's maybe it was a bad idea. That doesn't look the best, but I don't think there's really much else I can do, unfortunately. That could be something I can work on later, but I think I'm going to call the model done, actually. I didn't think I'd go the full time doing the model, but I guess I did. Well, at some point here soon, I'll try to get a render of him made to show off for everybody else, but like, thank you all again for coming to watch and like being on this like journey with me as I made this model. It was quite the learning experience for me, and I hope it was something that everybody in the audience could learn something from too. I don't know what model I will make next on stream. I'll probably have that be another Twitter poll, honestly. But for my next stream, I'm also not sure if I want to go back to Sonic Adventure or maybe start a different game. I might also put that up to a Twitter poll just to see if anybody is interested in seeing me play something else. And I also do not know when I will have the time to stream like that again, because my current night job, I guess, not a day job, but is super weird and inconsistent with when I'll get hours, so I'm not sure when I'll be able to stream, honestly. But I will try to make sure I announce it on Twitter beforehand. Yeah. Let's just finish off a stream with something I could maybe make into an ongoing trend with my modeling streams. I'm just gonna call this the vibe check. Whee! Yep, his vibe has been checked. And I'll put him back, and then... Yep, so hopefully today or tomorrow I'll have a render of good old Starly Boy here done. But yeah, let's just look at him with the rendering on here too. And I'll probably keep making changes to this model off stream, but at least for, I guess, a first draft of this, yeah, I'm calling this done. And I'm still super stoked with how it came out too. So yeah, thank you all again for watching this stream and the last stream. I hope to see you all again for my next stream, whatever it ends up being. But I'm going to probably wrap up a little early here because my throat hurts a little bit from talking for so long. So, yeah, not much more for me to say. So I'm just going to end it here. Yeah, one last time, thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to all my new followers too. Gigavolts, Omita, Lightning Thunderbolt, and Oakley, yeah. So, y'all have a blessed day, and I'll see y'all next time.